Oh, well, I like that. Strange noises on the Chelsea Fancast tonight. I am Stanford Chidge, and this is the daddy and the granddaddy and probably the grandmummy too of Chelsea podcasts. And it is definitely fueled by Guinness tonight, and also powered by a little vegetable that I love called celery. But enough of all of that. The name of this show tonight is, in fact, the Chelsea Football Fancast, Taking Liberties, because we were last week. Now, before we get into all of that, joining me on the show tonight, Darren Dazza Mantle.
Hello, Chidge.
You always do a quiet hello.
Why are you so taken aback?
I don't know, because you scare me. Because you've got kind of naughty hair.
Sorry,
Ross,
Walter.
how are you?
Evening, Chidge. I'm good. It's good to have Darren back.
It
on
is
my
actually.
right-hand side.
Thank you.
He wasn't here last week, was he?
No, he
I
wasn't.
kind of almost missed him. Lovely to see you, fella. We've got Pablo.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. You kind of flinched then. Do you think I was going to hit you? I know it's
It would
early,
be
but
entirely unknown, would
I'll
it?
give you a big... There you go, because I love him, really. And somebody I love even more than Pablo. I know that it's hard to believe that I could love anybody more than Pablo, but I do really genuinely love this man. Walter Otten, who is the author of this fantastic book. If you haven't bought this from the CFC UK store or Amazon or whatever, you are... I nearly said a rude word, but you should go and buy it, because it's brilliant. And he wrote that. And he also writes for CFC UK, the best Chelsea fanzine, and he's going to be talking about his new book, which I believe is called From Row to Row, later on the show. There we go, you see it on our screens. It looks lovely. Walter, so nice to have you live and direct on TV for a change.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I mean, a little bit nervous with the camera and all that. You know, back in the old days, it was just in a pub, wasn't it?
I know, it was old school,
swearing.
wasn't it?
Just us chatting, swearing,
Darren being
alcohol.
Darren, I know.
No, I've just got a cup of coffee and I've got a list of words I can't say.
Exactly, he's drinking out of an Islam Channel mug. I just had to say that.
There's only one Islam channel.
Exactly. But no, you are in fact actually watching Chelsea Fancast, I should quickly say before you get confused. Now, we also have on this wonderful show tonight, we have The Benches with the Chadmeister. Who have we got this week, Chad?
Oh, we've got, as always, one Harry Baker. There's only one Harry Baker.
One Harry Baker!
There's only one Harry Baker.
Enough.
Gaffer, again, as always, and Andy, who came last week, is with us, and we've got Dan here with us today. But if any of you ever want to come on the benches, all you need to do is send us an email, which is chelseafancast@gmail.com.
Benches, give us a song. Benches, give us a song.
Also, if you want to speak to us on Twitter, you can do. We're at Chelsea Fancast, and you can use the hashtag Chelsea Fancast. Also, you can join us on our live chat page, which you can find at mixler.com/Chelsea-Fancast. And if you've got any questions or you want to say anything about Chelsea, then please tweet us in, write in the chat page, and we'll read some of them out later.
You did like that. You did that. Yeah. Round of applause for Chadmeister. You know, faced with a bit of competition from a glamour model, Chadder has risen to the occasion. No pun intended. Right, now, also on the show tonight, as you would expect to see, we're going to have a little bit of Chadder's stats later in the show, which I always look forward to. We're going to have a few plugs. We've got some stuff coming up in that. We've also got the Newcastle. I'm afraid we have to talk about the Newcastle game. I'm sorry.
It didn't happen.
I know, but we have to. It's a TV show. We have to talk about it. But luckily, we also had to talk about the Arsenal game, which was a much happier occasion. We've got the Fannies, which are our match day awards for Man of the Match, Guinness Moment, Celery Moment, and Chant of the Match. And of course, we're going to be launching a competition, and they hid my bag. How dare they? But this wonderful, fine, fantastic shirt will be up for grabs, which is just a very cunning ploy to make you listen to the entire show. So you can win this, and I'll be telling you how you can win this. You can have anything on the back. This one's got Zola 25. That would do it for me, but I commend that to you. So listen in. But before all of that excitement, Walter, we have...
I was just about to start a song, but it's got a rude word in,
no,
so...
you can't. We always let you go for rude words.
It was about Julian Dixon, Zola.
No. I think we should move on to the big match review. Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely. Apart from it wasn't really, was it? You know, we lost. I mean, I couldn't bear it in many respects, but at the end of the day, I think one has to accept that Newcastle defended fairly well, and they frustrated us, and then they gained confidence in attack. But I have to say, Ross, they looked like they wanted it more. Did you want it, sir?
The Chelsea team certainly didn't.
No, they didn't. Now, last week, we did a bit of What's His Waitings, didn't we?
We did, yes.
And I was very naughty, and I coated you off during it, which is kind of my thing. And I thought this week will allow you to explain to the listener, well, in fact, the viewer,
Both of them.
My mum, in other words, what What's His Waitings actually entail. What is What's His Weasening?
Well, basically, the idea is that if you go out there and the Premier League footballer plays well, they get a 6 out of 10. If they, average performance 6 out of 10, it's not kind of like Football Manager, where a 7 out of 10 is a good performance. It's a bit more weighted that way. 10s are pretty rare, as are 4s and below.
You don't look like the man who would give anybody a 10 ever, mate.
I think I've given maybe
that.
one or
I think
two
we
in the
gave a
last
couple
couple of
last
years.
season,
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, I can't remember when, but I'm sure we did.
You're both grumpy and miserable. There's no way you would give anybody a 10, mate. You wouldn't even give Bradley Brewer a 10.
I'm sure there was a...
Chid, you're telling me Champions League final, you wouldn't give Drogba a 10?
Yeah, I'd have given him 11, mate.
You go all the way up to 11.
Clever. That was quite clever. Anyway, so come on then, Ross. Let's hit us with your weightings, baby. See if we can have a look at them. There we go.
Yeah, for this week, the combined ratings for the Newcastle game were the lowest of any fixture this season. So I think that tells you how poor the performance was. Louise, Ashley Cole, Frank Lampard were particularly poor. They all got 5 out of 10s. The rest of the team got 6s, apart from JT was excellent. I gave him an 8 out of 10. And Willian was decent off the bench, who got a 7. I must say I did consider giving some of the 6s and 5s a lower mark, but I didn't in the end.
I mean, the first thing I would have to say, Ross, is I'm slightly surprised that any of them got above 5, really. But I am.
Well, I thought Terry particularly
Terry
was very good.
far and away the best player.
Well, I'm having that. Yeah, apart from Terry, who I did actually think of an excellent game. What I can't understand, though, is why did Willian get 7?
He was pretty good when he came
he?
on.
Yeah, he was the only one that he was playing in central midfield, and he was running all the chances. Basically, he was the one that had the ball that was getting out wide to other players. He was the one that was running at people and
All right,
actually trying to do something. He was pretty much the only one that was doing that.
so you're happy with that. What do you reckon, Walter? What do you think of What's His Weightings?
Well, I've got to be totally honest. I was working all weekend.
You made the right choice, mate.
I have to leave my phone in my locker, and I'm only on a temporary contract at the moment. I've got to earn it. I've got to earn the right to work there.
A bit like the people around this table.
So I didn't, yeah, exactly like the people around this table. No offence, Pablo. So I didn't see the result till 7 o'clock at night, and I couldn't bear to watch Match of the Day, to be honest, because I thought we were going to smash it up there. And
Yeah,
like
it's
the
such
rest
a
of us-
great day up there as well. Usually, I mean, it's a good away trip to go on, isn't it, Newcastle?
And I think that's one of the things is that, you know, for the people that I know that went up there, the result kind of at the end of the day took a back seat because of the nightclubs.
We were loud and proud, to be fair. I have to say, I heard them all, you know, in full effect. But I mean, to be honest, Ross, I'm very glad that you actually get. We will go into this, you know, after the break when we get into this in big style. But I mean, you know, Lampard and Cole getting 5s. I have to say, mate, you were spot on there. Why have you given Czech 6? I would have actually given Czech more than 6, to be honest.
Yeah, I just thought the saves he had to make were generally saves he should make. I mean, the thing is, you
Hard
can't.
man, Ross Mooring.
You can't.
Hard man.
Unless I was sort of rating out of 100, it's difficult to differentiate. But I thought Ivanovic and Czech were 2 of the better 6s.
For example, the Sissoko one shortly before the first goal, where literally the entire team just left him to run through from the
down
right.
our left
where
side.
Cole didn't close him down. Terry, in fact, didn't close him down. And
Cole
that's the kind of
jogging,
save that
really.
he kept us in the game for a lot longer.
I think
than
that was
deserved to
going
be, to
wide
be honest.
anyway, which was my reason.
Okay, well, you know, I think that's the perfect start to the show. A perfect start to the show, really, where we could start off feeling really depressed. Are you depressed, Benches, about Newcastle?
Yeah, certainly, and the people in Mixler as well. Reverend Basingra has said that Lampard...
Has he joined Gavin Peacock's cult or something?
what was his name?
That is a great name.
Reverend Basingler.
Basingra's won the European Cup.
So,
Spit it out, Chad.
Reverend Basinga said that Lampard seems to be the problem. Jay Spriggs has said that the game was flat, we played in second gear and we weren't up for it. And then Tony Glover has said that they did a Chelsea on us like we used to do against Barcelona.
Interesting stuff. Well, I think that we're going to be touching on a lot of those subjects in the next part of this show, right after this little advertisement break.